What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our match reaction after Liverpool have gone to Selhurst Park and beaten Crystal Palace by 1-0. The second half was far from convincing. We were hanging on in there at times. The big highlights from the game, of course, Alisson Becker is now looking like he's going to be out for a while with an injury. Diogo Jota got the breakthrough goal, but we weren't able to build and capitalise on that. The good news is it's another clean sheet. We will go into the international break top of the Premier League pile, but there is a lot we can discuss today because there's certainly improvements Arna can look to make moving forward. We're going to go through, give you our thoughts on the game. I think Costa's played well, by the way, and we'll get to that in a moment. But if you would like to submit your Anfield Agenda player ratings, you can do so right now. Only if you're watching this live, by the way. You can go and click the link at the top of the chat. That will bring you to a page where you just need to put in your email address and give us your player ratings. Connor will then confabulate them all, put them together, average them out, and we will include them in our player ratings video that's going to be coming up a little bit later on as well. So if you want to have your say, you know what to do. Click on that link. The man of the match poll will be coming up in a moment as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. But look, it wasn't convincing. Wasn't our brilliant best, but I'll take another win. I will take 9 wins out of 10 for Arne Slot. And we can worry about the details later. The points are on the board and I'm very happy with it. Benjamin said, you see Simon Hooper at the end. Palace had the ball in their own half. It was like 6 minutes 30 and he was going to let them attack. What a spoof. The man is an absolute spoofer, mate. He is a clown. And I think both sets of fans would probably feel that way today about Simon Hooper. Arne Slot hasn't lost his shit once this season so far. Until today, when he got a real flavour of why us fans are so disillusioned with officiating in the Premier League, because they were terrible again today, the officials, led by Hooper, who's a disgrace. Right, the player ratings link is up, and the man of the match poll is up. The 4 options you guys have for your Anfield Agenda man of the match today is Alisson, Van Dijk, Gravenberch and Gakpo. They are your 4 options. Big news of the day, though, has got to be Alisson going off injured. And it looks like it could be a semi-serious one, basing off his own reaction to going down injured. You could see he was frustrated, he was angry. But a couple of things here. We'll look to what we do with Kelleher and if we're without Alisson after the international break. But let's give Jaros his credit. Miroslav Jaros came off the bench into a difficult circumstance where Liverpool were on the back foot at the end of that game. Made a couple of saves, had a couple of good moments. Fair play to the kid. You got to give him his credit. Looking at our defence today, I thought Costas had a really good game. And I don't say that often about Costas. I think he played really well. Both of our centre-backs today, again, dominant aerially. When you're playing a ref like Hooper, anything Canade does is going to probably give away a free kick. And we've seen that on many occasions today. Not because he's dirty, but because Hooper felt that every time a Palace player went to ground, he had to blow the whistle. At half-time, just to give you a flavour of it, at half-time there was 11 fouls in the game. Every single one of them against Liverpool. Not one against Palace in the first half. Not one. We'll go through the rest of the midfield and the other players in a second, but before we do, we're going to go and have a look through some of the stats from the game. Patrick, thank you, mate, for your super chat. Said, now everybody sees why we signed Mamardashvili. I would be a liar, bro, if I said that I don't feel like Alisson's injuries are starting to become a little bit more numerous, is probably the fairest I could be. It's always a silly situation or a tough situation when you're dealing with somebody who has such a good level like Alisson, who has represented us so well and continues to do so. But if these injuries are to become a little bit more persistent, it is a good thing that we've got Mamardashvili coming in the summer. What that means long-term for Ali, we'll see over the course of time. But, you know, our thoughts at the moment are right, wishing that Ali's back soon, because he is the best in the world. So, some of the underlying numbers from the game. Possession closed in a little bit in the second half. It ended up at Liverpool with 69% of possession, Crystal Palace 31. Total shots in the game, 16 to Liverpool. But here's the damning part. Only a quarter of those shots, 4 of them, on target. So 16 shots, only 4 on target. Palace, 9 shots, 5 on target. Total passes in the game, Liverpool with more than twice that of the home side. Liverpool completed 632 passes today with an 85% pass success rating, which is where you want it to be at. That's the higher end of our average recently, so well in on that. For Palace, 294 passes, 69% pass accuracy. Big difference there. You can see the quality and the difference. Less than 70% success rate for Palace. Liverpool up at 85%. And we've averaged in and around that 80% to 85% most of the season. Corners in the game as well. An interesting one. 8 for Liverpool, 3 for Crystal Palace. And XG, Liverpool 1.39, Crystal Palace 0.64. Is Maka injured? I think so. He was taken off at half time, and whilst we haven't heard from Arna yet, he was seen with an ice pack on his leg in the second half. So, yeah, it could be a bigger Saturday for us than just the result. You know, we've got to figure out what's going on with Alexis. We've got to figure out what's going on with Alisson Becker. But, and I can't say this strongly enough, it's another clean sheet and it's another win. So we can't be displeased about that. Yes, when you're a defender, your centre-back's getting man of the match on TV, you know that you've done some defending. But 9 wins from 10 isn't to be sniffed at from Arna. But there's no denying it. We're going to have to get better. We are. We're going to have stiffer opposition after the international break. We're playing Chelsea, then there's Arsenal, Man City, and bigger Champions League games to come. So Arna's got to figure out how we can go through the gears here and go through and bring out the quality in these boys. It's great, and if you're keeping a clean sheet, you're never going to be far away from picking up the points. So very grateful that we're keeping these clean sheets, but we do need a bit more now. We need to build on the good start. How do you feel about Jota today? He was so wasteful and Slot didn't put Darwin on. Well, he got his goal, so let's give him his credit on that one. And a very good goal it was. But yes, there were some wasteful moments from Jota. And I've said this all season, I don't feel yet that anybody's nailed down the central striking position. I think if you're Chiesa, Darwin, Jota, you're going to continue to fight to try and convince the manager that you're that guy through the middle, but I don't think anybody has yet. TOTT 2KZ1, how are you, my friend? He said pundits need to start showing Arne Slot respect. He deserves it. He's won 9 out of 10 games and many pundits said we would struggle. Arne Slot, la 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 la. So yeah, they do need to put respect on his name, but we also need to be fair in our assessment of it. We've won, and that's not to be sniffed at. But we know we can be better, and we know we're going to have to be better. Cody Gaming and Football said, was worried when Yaros came on. He did us proud. He is a good goalkeeper. You know, we are very blessed as a club that we do have a good collection of goalkeepers, and that strength and depth even goes as deep as Yaros. His contract is up, by the way, at the end of this campaign, but he is a very good goalkeeper. So hopefully Ali isn't out too long, but we don't know yet. Craig, did you see Darwin clear to play in the upcoming international break? Yes. Don't know how I feel about it. I kind of gotten into the mindset of keeping him around for the 2 international breaks so we can continue to work with Arna. But they have lodged an appeal, which means he's going to be free to play the 2 games for Uruguay over the international break. Shoddy said, Crystal Palace improved a lot and played more aggressively in the second half. Yes. They certainly were better in the second half. I'll tell you what though. Let's look at the 6 minutes of stoppage time. I thought that we handled that well. We kept the ball more often than not in the Palace half of the pitch. Won some corners. Ran the clock down quite well. So I will give the boys credit for that and seeing out the game as well as we could have there in the Palace half. There was a few minutes between 80 and 90 where there was a few chances created for Palace, but Yaros stepped up, did what he had to do, and the boys held firm. So full credit on that one. Look, I'm never going to complain about getting a win. X-Pulse U said, I'm confident in the team as a whole. All great teams are built on a tight defence, and we have that. Also, I think Ali is done at Liverpool after this season. Incredible player, but too many injuries. It's such a tough one, because I can understand where you're coming from. And you can see the frustration written all over Ali's face today as well. He didn't want to go off He didn't want to pick up that knock. But I hope we don't get a season where he struggles with injury, because if indeed he is to move on in a year or 2 years, I don't want anybody to have the memory of him starting to pick up injuries. I want him to be remembered for the great servant to the club that he's been and is. Endo was a beast last couple of minutes. Jack, give him his credit. He was defending from the front, pressing really high, blocking those Palace balls out. That's what I was saying. Those last 6 minutes, I do thought we dealt with the game very well, and limited Palace's opportunities to get up the other end of the pitch. How long will Alisson be out for if it's a hamstring pull? The usual thing you're thinking is 4 to 6 weeks, in and around that. But, you know, I'm not a doctor, so let's wait and see what the scans show up. Alfie said disgraceful refereeing. Well, it's the Prem, mate, and it's the PGMOL, so yes. We definitely missed Maka in the second half, said Morris. Yes, his control of the game goes unnoticed at times. I don't think Szoboszlai did too much wrong other than be a bit wasteful with his shooting. But yes, I do agree. Having no Alexis McAllister out there shows us that we are a little bit fragile in that midfield. One injury, and like we said all the time, the level does drop off a little bit, which is why we were so persistent in the fan base, and certainly on here, that we needed another central midfielder in the window. Will Chelsea do a Thiago on us? Or will Chiesa? Sorry, I thought you said Chelsea. Will Chiesa do a Thiago? I don't know. I've no idea, mate. We haven't really got much information, Mohamed, from Arna, other than he wasn't able to train and it's a slight knock. So I haven't got a clue. But remember this, in fairness to Chiesa, he had a whole time where he was getting no games at Juventus, no real pre-season. So I'm not surprised that when he's introduced back into the high intensity of football, that maybe he does pick up a knock or two. I don't think it's not unexpected anyway. I certainly wouldn't. It's not uncommon for players to come back like that who haven't played in a while and pick up these little knocks. What that means for the future, I don't know. Let's check in on your Anfield Agenda Man of the Match poll. It's really close, this one. It's a bit of a three-way race. Alisson, Becker, Van Dijk and Gravenberch, all kind of close to close. Van Dijk 32% at the minute, Alisson 30%, Gravenberch 26%. So keep voting away on that one. How does a goalkeeper even get injured this often? Muscles, mate. If your hammies and your muscles start to go or get strained as you get older or whatever, you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. Goalkeepers are like anybody else, and think about it this way. Players have got a lot of repetition, a lot of running, a lot of keeping warm. Goalkeepers at times are standing still, observing a lot of the game, on their toes, edge of the box. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. It's unfortunate, and we hope it's not serious. This is not normal for a goalkeeper. I mean, I feel like we're really going to town here on Alisson for an unfair amount of criticism. He's picked up a couple. Look back through his injury record. It isn't injury prone. It isn't a string of injuries. But in the last 2 seasons, yes, they do start to becoming a little bit more frequent. And, you know, we've signed Mamardashvili, so the club have addressed whatever concern we may have in that way. Nick said, I thought Cody looked free and lively today. I thought he was okay. Did I think he did enough to maybe convince Arna that he's the guy to start in the big games? No. I still think we'll see Diaz. I think when Diaz came on, you started to see the bit more of explosiveness that you can get from him. On that right side, obviously, in place of Mo, I don't think he looked out of place out there either. And look, there's something to be said for utilising Diaz on the right if Salah needs a rest or a break. I'm a Fulham fan for the next couple of hours, said Steve. What else have we got in the chat? Where's Victor's comment? We played midweek with a full starter in the Champions League. Happy with the win, said Victor. Yes, never going to turn my nose up at a win, mate. Never. You know, but I think it's fair that we do talk about improvements that we can make. But look, whatever way you want to look at this, since that blip from Forest, We've been perfect. Win, 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 win. You know, we can't ask for much more of a response from the guys than that. And do you know what? It's another win. There's no draws this season for us, which is very... I don't know the stats on this, but have we gone 10 games into a season and not had a draw? It seems unusual for us. So, look, I'll take it. A win is a win is a win. We've, 18 points from a possible 21 in the league. Top of the league table going into the break. And nobody can overtake us. What have we got? Just saw someone say Salah is finished. Look, I feel like at times there could be too much of a reactionary response. The man just scored and assisted in midweek in the Champions League. And yes, probably should have gotten himself a goal today. But I can only say it's deluded to say that he's finished. I want to be respectful of you guys and opinions, but I don't get that. I don't. He's far from finished. I thought Soboslai was great today. Then check online and people are slating him. People have agendas. And it very quickly moves around. You know, today all of a sudden they're going in on Salah. Ali's finished. Too many injuries. I don't get it. We won. Can we not just say yay and celebrate a win? And then talk about how we can improve on these performances? But as somebody said in the chat earlier on, if you keep keeping clean sheets, you're not going to be too far away. And we've conceded 3 goals this season. 3 goals in 10 games. That's a pretty good defence. Thought Endo was great when he came on. Yeah, I agree, Alfie. He really did help us defend from the front when we needed it today. And there was a couple of good blocks. He got in at the end as well to keep them penned in. Did I enjoy the game? No. I wouldn't have called it an enjoyable game. It was an attritional game. We ground it out is what I would say. And there's nothing wrong with grinding it out. Especially as somebody said, as you've played midweek, you've got your win there. I would have taken this at the start of this. In fact, I would have bitten your hand off for this at the start of the season. To have played 10 and won 9. You're not going to be too far away if we can keep up this momentum. But I am a realist and I do understand that there are certainly going to be bigger tests to come where the level has to be increased a little bit. We missed Maka though. You'd always miss Maka in a midfielder, wouldn't you? To be fair, he's one of the best midfielders in the world, so I think anyone's going to miss him. Plus, Pascal said, feel delighted for Yaros. Young man did us all proud. He certainly did, mate. Came on and did everything he had to do. Was calm, composed, made the saves, commanded his area. Yeah, absolutely. An applause for Miroslav Yaros. Came into a difficult situation and dealt with it admirably. Indian Cowboy said, well done, boys. Thank you, Craig. Arna goes from strength to strength. Pineapple Express time. Treat yourself, bro. Treat yourself. Stressful match to watch. Yes. It was. It wasn't pretty at times. But you know what? Isn't it better to be talking about this after a win than maybe conceding that equaliser and feeling frustrated? At least we can go into the international break now knowing that, yeah, it mightn't have been vintage, but it was a win. We've got a good structure to build on. Arna gets another breather now to have a little think, look ahead to the games and maybe figure out slightly different strategies. And if we can start to become a little bit more prolific in front of goal and kill some teams off, I think I will always back us to see out a game because defensively we look a lot more robust and a lot less vulnerable. The only time today I really felt vulnerable was when Trent was dispossessed and Gravenberch was dispossessed and we were countered. Then we were forced into making a couple of saves. But other than that, I thought we defended well. What shampoo do you use? Whatever one your ma has in the bathroom, dickhead. You're so funny. Ha 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 ha. And your ma's a bit cheap though, so will you tell her to stop buying the little shampoo? I'm used to the good stuff. Oh Jesus, the fucking hilarity of some of these tweeny little bitches. Is Verge getting better and better with his age? He's incredible. Both of our centre-backs this season, I think, have been top-notch. Yeah, it's definitely the preferred pairing, isn't it? What's this one? Seconds. So, LFC Transfer Room reporting that Arne Slot said he thinks Alisson won't be available for Liverpool during our big matches coming up, which is not great news. Arne Slot's the first ever Liverpool manager to win his opening 4 Premier League away games in charge of the club, so another one for the new manager. Van Dijk, Alisson's injury doesn't look good. It looks like a hamstring injury which was already bothering him and from which he recovered. Yeah, it's not looking good on that one. You know, if it's a repeat of an injury he's already struggling with, that's concerning. Bob Lafferty, how are you, Bob? Said Father Time is catching up with Salah. End of the season tail off. Recovery time from Wednesday to noon Saturday. He was giving it all though. And that's why we keep talking about having competition in the squad, mate. Because you want these guys to be peak fresh, but if they're not at it, having a good available option. And look, like you've said, Father Time's unbeaten. You know, not being beaten by anybody yet. And maybe we do need to manage Mo a bit better as the season goes on. But at least today, Arne did take him off and bring Diaz on. So we can't be complaining that he's leaving Mo on, even if he's not at it. Not suggesting you were, by the way. Would you now sign another centre-back if you had the chance? Would it be Mark Gay? I do like Mark Gay, but aerially, he's not really... I think that's the one thing you would say you'd hold against them. Our 2 centre-backs are both very dominant aerially, as you have to be to play in our defence. But Mark Gay is a quality defender. Can they recall Mamadashvili from his loan? No, I don't believe so, Tom. Well, to be honest, mate, I don't know of a clause in the contract to bring him back. But sorry, I'm looking at some quotes from Arne here. After the game, Arne said, "I'm hoping to do special things." Well, we're right behind you, Gaffer. We are right behind you. So, Nick said, take an early kick-off, 3 points, especially considering our history with that particular time slot. Building a nice foundation for games against better teams. Yeah, there will be tougher tests to come, mate, but as you said, nothing shabby about getting these wins and picking up the points. Better to pick them up and figure out what we can do better than be dropping them and get frustrated about why we're not winning games. Ugh. So disappointing about the Ali hamstring injury. Let's check in on the man of the match vote because we're coming towards the end of the match reaction. Still Van Dijk in the lead, but only 1% in it now. So if you want to have an impact on the man of the match poll, you still have a chance to vote away. It's Alisson with 30%, Virgil with 31%, and then Ryan Gravenberch 26%. Slot said again he doesn't expect Alisson to return until after the November international break. So, yeah, you're looking at that 6 to 8 week period then for Alisson. Unfortunately, you know, early prognosis, but we need better midfielders. We need another midfielder, yes. I mean, the 3 we have can play 65, 70 games. This is why I was so adamant in the summer that it would cost us if we didn't bring in a midfielder. But again, I'm intrigued to see what happens when we come up against these better teams. Does our game lift up? Do we play better? But I'm buzzing right now. I'm buzzing that we're winning. I really am. Like, I can't say this enough. 9 wins from 10 is brilliant. More depth at centre-back would be great. Well, we do have young Kwanzaa. Gomez is still there as well. But yes, I still feel like we're a centre-back short and a midfielder short, in my opinion. And then I would say we need to look at the left-back position for the future. But to give Costas his credit today, I don't think he did much wrong. Look at this gobshite. Salah's finished. It's fans like Craig who can't see it. So let me take you through my history of commenting on Liverpool. I was called a Salah hater. a racist, an Islamophobe, and now all of a sudden it's fans like me who are defending him who are the problem. Make up your fucking mind. Am I a Salah hater or a Salah apologist? Because I can't keep up at this point. It's really tiring. It's idiots like you who don't know what you're looking at that are the problem, mate. Not people like me that feel Salah are finished. Was he finished when he scored an assist in the midweek in our 2-0 victory? Was he finished then? I think not. A brilliant assist and a great goal. It's idiots like you, an impatient generation of fucking morons that don't know what they're looking at and just want to belittle and shit on everyone. That's the problem, mate. It's a problem in society, and it's a problem that idiots like you can't get the fucking slap that you need to wake up and be shown some respect. Salah is far from finished. Anybody who thinks I was an idiot, give him some respect. He's earned it. Gobshite. Petulant little half a fan. I'm fed up of it. I'm fed up of listening to idiots come in, flavour of the month, shit all over everyone and run off. Especially when you don't know what you're talking about. It's embarrassing. Honestly, it's fucking embarrassing. It's embarrassing to me as a Liverpool fan, and it's embarrassing to the rest of the fan base. Give the man the respect he's earned. Or don't call yourself a Liverpool fan. Fuck off and support somebody else, because it's petulant, petty bullshit. Fuck me. Cal, how are you, my friend? Said, Craig, hope you're well, mate. Not a dig at Jurgen, but there's a sort of crap game we could have drawn or lost under him. We're more disciplined under Arne Slot, better game management, top of the league. I agree, Cal, with everything you've written there, mate. It definitely has the feeling of one of those games that we may have dropped points before, mate. You know, I was kind of alluding to something similar. Yeah, thank you for your super chat, and thank you for your spot on comment as well. I don't get it. I don't, like, am I imagining this modern trend of somebody has to be shit every week? Like, I'm an emotional dude who goes in on players occasionally, but this new modern trend of if we're not 4-0 up in 20 minutes, everyone's crap. If we don't win a game 8-0, everyone's crap. If somebody doesn't score a hat-trick, he's washed and he's finished. I mean, grow up, or you're going to be in for a very miserable life. If that's your level of expectation for everything, every week and every person, you're going to be in for a very, very distressing life. Didn't you say he should have been sold to Saudi last season? No, I didn't. I said you can fuck off to Saudi after we drew or lost to United at Old Trafford. But I said last season I wouldn't take the money. You can go back and watch them. And look, I have called Mo out at times. As I said, I can't win with some people with Mo. I criticise him when he plays poorly. I'm a hater. I defend him when others are going in on him, and I'm an apologist. You know, here's the thing about opinions. For anybody, what somebody says 6 months ago, 9 months ago, a year ago, opinions evolve. People evolve. Thought processes evolve. Form with footballers cause opinions to change. Salah's form up and down. When he's great, we say he's great. When he's not great, we'll call him out for that. But nobody has an opinion and lives off it forever. That'd be a problem. Because then you're not being true. You're not being authentic. You have an agenda. If somebody's playing well, I'll always give them the credit. But if they're playing poorly, I will also call them out. Where it's I deem it necessary. For me. But yes, it's a bit tiring at times because you feel like you can't win. But all I'm saying is, for those people today who are going in on Salah, I think it's over the top and I think it's completely unnecessary. Monks 10 Glass, thank you, bro, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Craig, that was probably an Arsenal fan frustrated they've lost a chance to close the gap. Good. I hope they continue to keep getting frustrated. But yeah, look, I know people try to bait me. I get it. But it's just a thing about opinion in general. It evolves, you know? Everyone's opinion changes. Like, I'm not the same person I was a year ago. So my opinions aren't going to be the same as they were a year ago. But I don't know, the modern trend of needing to shit on everyone is weird. How excited are you going to be to watch 10 Lasso tomorrow? I won't get to see it. I won't get to watch the United game tomorrow. I'm going to be on a plane. So unfortunately, I'll only get the result when I land. But yeah, I'll be intrigued to flick the phone on after we land and see what the result was. Harvey the guy said, totally agree with you. Seems like these days everyone wants to find something to criticise. Exactly. They only ever go on social media to try and belittle somebody or prove they're a better person than somebody. It's a very weird trend. These same fans shamelessly saying players are finished would have given their left ball in July to have 9 wins from 10. Fickle. Yep. Very fickle, mate. And they'll be the same ones who saying he's the GOAT next week when he scores and everybody should bow down. It's just a little bit of balance at times. There doesn't always need to be a scapegoat. Can we recall Mamardashvili from loan if needed? I'm not sure is the honest answer. I would be very surprised if that option was in there, but I'm not sure. Nessie, how are you again, my friend? Said, Craig, we care about your health, ignore them. No, honestly, my health's fine. I can shout at people all day, Nessie. It's just, I don't like it in society. You know, we spoke about it before the stream as well. People always try to one-up everything and everyone. We should bring people together and not just push people away. We should make people feel welcome, loved, supported. And you're not going to do that by constantly trying to one-up everybody and belittle everybody. It's just, I don't know what it is, but it's a very weird trend that I don't like in society. Craig, I can tell Jota and Nunez aren't playing well, though we're both really good. For me, Noah, I don't think either of them have nailed down a place through the centre yet this season. I still don't know who the best number 9 is for Liverpool Football Club at the minute. I think that position's still open between Chiesa, Jota and Darwin. Somebody has the chance to grab it and own it and make that their position. It's up to the boys which one can do it. So look, I'm going to finish the man of the match vote. You guys have had over 3,000 votes and you've gone simpatico with TNT Sports. And for the first time this season, Ryan Gravenberch has not won the Anfield Agenda Man of the Match poll. You guys have gone for Virgil van Dijk, your captain, to be your man of the match. And again, appreciate all of your support today. I'm going to go record the player ratings video, so keep an eye out for that, where of course we're going to be bringing you guys your player ratings as well. That's going to be out in the next 20 or 25 minutes, so keep an eye out for that. I'll be back at 8:45 tonight for my last stream before I go off on holidays for a week. So I'll see you tonight, and hopefully you can check out the match reaction player rating video, excuse me. So yeah, much love. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button before you head off, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.